All right, thank you for tuning in. We're back for another Star Stutter episode on the Chatterbox with yours truly, King Jacob. And we want to thank those young brothers from Chicago, two blood brothers. The name of the company is Born Hungry Apparel, and they have started the company from the ground up and got their name out there. And they do a lot of pop up shops and sell a lot of clothes online. So salute to them for being young entrepreneurs, for paying the cost to be the boss, as they might say back in the day at my granny's house. I pay the cost to be the boss. So we back at it again with another Star Stutter episode on the Chatterbox with somebody that's from across the way. It takes a little time to get to where she at from here where I'm at in South Carolina. So she's out there in Jamie Foxx land, Tyler, Texas. A little small community in Texas, but known for a lot of hidden gems. None other than national recording gospel artist, singer, songwriter, inspirational speaker. Miss Sheila Johnson is gracing us with her presence this evening. How are you, Miss Johnson?
Hello, I'm doing fine. And how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. So, just for people to understand, who you are, when people ask you, who is Sheila Johnson? How do you respond to that?
I, I say, well, my name is Sheila Johnson. I'm from the big state of Texas. I'm from Tyler, Texas. Um, we usually say East Texas. That's a part of Tyler, Texas, where I'm from, the east part of Texas. Um, I'm um, I'm a gospel artist, like as you said. I'm also an inspirational speaker. I'm also a minister of music at my church. I play for a church in Lindale. It's kind of north of Tyler, and I'm also a teacher. I'm taught for over 10 years in the elementary school in Texas in Tyler. And I'm just a caring, loving person that loves to
Hmm.
spread the word of God.
Okay, okay. So God has blessed you with so many attributes, so you can touch so many lives. How about that?
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, okay. So let's get into your backstory. Um,
Okay.
you know, um, Tell me about you know you growing up musically and understanding that you had a gift at a young age. So tell me where it started at.
Well, my mom, she was a singer also. She loved to sing, and she wanted someone to be able to play for her when she goes off to other churches and sings. So she went and paid for me to go to music lessons, and that's how I started in the ministry, also in music that way. Also, I would sing with her too. So at an early age, she had me singing for the Lord, and I really enjoyed going with her and singing with her. And she's been in a gospel group as well. So that's where my background is on my mom's side. She loves to sing.
Okay, okay, okay. We have Minister Constance Long tapping in with us this evening. My big cousin.
Oh,
Um, Mr. Long, how you doing? Thank you for tapping in with us. We're definitely
yeah.
glad that you're tuning in and listening with us. And you know, my big cuz, what can I say? She's definitely inspiration.
Yes.
So okay, you started playing piano. Now,
Yes.
to play piano and to kind of play anything, when you're playing that piano, that's a gift. You know, that's a gift. So when other people, like
Yeah.
some of your mom friends, from different churches and different women's organizations, and some of the Masonic brothers, and some people that was pillars of the community and stuff like that. So when when they find out that you really could play, you know, was they just coming nonstop, or how did you balance all that out with you still being in high school, middle school, whatever you may have it? You know what I mean? Like, how did you balance that out with your studies?
Well, I have to admit, I was playing, but I was really mostly into singing. So I when I got to high school, I kind of put a pause on the playing and concentrated more on the singing part. And then as I got older, I went back into playing and singing. So yeah, you're right. It is an undertaking of playing and having to do other work, but I still concentrated on singing for the Lord and singing in various choirs. Even when I went to college, I sung in the gospel choir that they had at. I went to Baylor University, and so they had a gospel choir at Baylor, so I sung there too. So,
Okay, okay.
so that's
So
how I
you
kind of juggled it, and then went
okay.
back to playing.
There, Baylor University, Waco, Texas, Mr.
Yeah,
RG3. Okay, okay.
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, okay, okay. I can dig it. So as time transitioned and you hit high school, um, was you active in gospel choir, well, in choir in high school?
Actually, I was. I was in the concert choir in high school. I We participated in different songs, we different genres in high school. Actually, we did some gospel back in the day, and also other songs as well, some other genres um, in the high school. But
Okay, so from from you singing and knowing how to play piano and something about music teachers that they can they're kind of sneaking an ear hustle from other conversation from a student and be like, oh, she know how to play piano too. And so once your music teacher understood your gifts from you being a musician and also from you having the gift of song,
yeah.
um, what was those conversations like, if you can remember, with you and your music teacher?
Well, I do remember with my first music teacher, she had told me, you're ready to play for some churches now. So there were some churches that reached out to her to see if she had any students that would play for churches. But at that time, like I said, I was in high school, so I wasn't able to really play for a church like I really, how you really would every Sunday. So I would just kind of fill in every now and then. Let's say if a musician was absent, I would kind of fill in. I would do something like that, but not just be the actual musician. Because like I said, I was in high school and I was trying to get my studies. So, but I still would sing in the choir.
Hmm.
Not only just the high school choir, I sung in at the church choirs also. So I was very active in youth choir, young adult choir, all those various choirs growing up.
Okay, okay, okay. So transitioning to high school, you attended a prestigious university, Baylor University. Um,
Yes,
Baylor's well known all around the country. They have a lot of scholars, a lot of doctors and lawyers that came from Baylor, a lot of
yes,
engineers, as well as a lot of athletes that play on the professional level. So,
yes, sir.
so when you was attending Baylor, I want to say you was an education major because you're a school teacher.
Actually, I started out as a business major, and
Okay,
then I transitioned to education because my mom, she had a business, so I back then I wanted to be a business lady like my mom. So I
okay,
started out as a business major, and then eventually I transitioned to education.
okay. So, um, from going from business to education as a major,
Hmm.
and with you understanding, you know, a lot of people don't understand. A musician studies; they study all the time. Um,
Yes.
they they study different musicians that play in different keys. Like you might study, like I heard a musician tell me when I was a young man, much he was older guy. He said, "Man," I said, "You study?" He's like, "Yeah, I study Ray, I study Elton John, I study Stevie." He said, "I study Prince." I
Mhm.
study the keyboard player for Hitville USA Motown. He said, "I study keyboard players that play for Stax Records. I study James Brown keyboard players." He's like, "Yeah, I study." You know what I mean? He said,
Yeah.
he said, I studied the keyboard players that played with Slim and the Supreme Angels, Willie Banks and the Messengers, you
Mm.
know, Troy Raymond and the Soul Searchers, and so on and so forth. So,
Yes.
that musician thing is you got to study to stay sharp. Because
Yes.
music evolves and it changes all the time.
Yes, it does. You're
And
you're
so,
so right. Uh-huh.
right. So with you attending Baylor, um, I know that had to be a pretty big college choir, concert choir, and you was a part of that choir, correct?
Yes, it was the gospel choir that it was
Uh
kind of separate from the major choir, but it
huh.
was a lot of students that were interested in singing gospel. So basically, we sung gospel. We didn't really venture off into anything else because we were specifically for that genre, which was gospel. But we sung different types of gospel.
Uh
The
huh.
the different types of gospel. But you're so right. As far as a musician trying to be up to date and trying to play with what's popular or what's trending. So I understand that too because like I said, I've played for churches now. I've played for other churches, and
Uh huh.
the church I played for in Lindale. I've been playing with them. I was with them for almost a little over 20 years now. So I've been there a while.
So you just told me a whole lot in a short period of time when on that statement. You
Yes.
said that you've been with them for 20 years. So
Yes.
for you to play for a church organization for
Hmm.
20 years,
Yes.
that that says that you have fingers of platinum. You know what I mean? You got platinum fingers. You know what I mean?
Yes,
That
sir.
said that says you got those the purity of music that that's in your fingers. So um speaking of that, how long have you been a minister of music, or were you a minister of music before you even kind of knew you were, or is it something that people have always told you that this is who you are?
Well, I would say, starting out as a musician, I transitioned into the position of minister of music. Because I would play like an understudy under the main musicians per se that was there at the time. So as I progressed, I think I graduated into that position of minister of music. But starting out, I wasn't a minister of music. I more or less was a musician, a gospel musician. But as I like I said, been playing for as long as I have, you graduate into that position where you have more responsibility, you have more maturity, you have more of a ministry, like a calling, so to speak.
Okay. Okay. So um I deal with all music. So I currently work for an exquisite PR firm, and so I work with this guy by the name of Big V, and he was the front man for the group called the Nappy Roots back
Oh.
in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And so he and I have been talking, and the reason I'm gonna ask you this because you are a school teacher. So
Mm-hmm.
what he has done is he's been working with the education system and
That's awesome.
nonprofit organizations
Mm-hmm.
to um, help kids learn better through the art form of music.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
And so with that being said, you being a school teacher, I feel like sometimes if you challenge kids to write, maybe a song,
Mm-hmm.
and the song can be about the literature that you're teaching, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it kind of helps them understand it a little bit more, just because they can listen to the percussion and they can put the literature together, and
Mm-hmm.
they can learn a little bit more about the literature through the art form of music. And so
Yeah.
what do you think of that concept?
I agree wholeheartedly. Yes, because I mean, kids can rap, different songs, and I'm like, we need to put some of that rap into our education because
Mm-hmm.
so they grasp onto music. So
Right.
I try my best to incorporate music in my curriculum also when I'm teaching them because they seem to pick up better, learn better, enjoy it more. So I'm in it wholeheartedly about putting music into our classrooms.
So I'm glad you said that.
Hmm.
I definitely understand that that has always been a form of, because I can remember me in high school with my
Hmm.
Walkman listening to headphones while I'm doing homework, and it seems like it kind of got me through it. Kind of kept me focused. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because when the room is all quiet and stuff like that, sometimes
Hmm.
God, man, you just don't get it. But when you put that sound on, and especially if it's some easygoing music, or even
Hmm.
even if it's some like somebody like a KRS One that kind of
Yes.
dropping jewels and speaking knowledge, it's
Mhm.
like, it kind of helps you get through it better. So
Yes.
so
I
I
agree.
can definitely I definitely appreciate that, and you as an educator saying
Hmm.
that. Now, I'm curious to know more about a series of questions that I want to ask you,
Okay.
because you are a singer songwriter, you're a songstress, you're a minister of music. So, are you first soprano or second soprano?
I used to be first, but I think I'm more of a second soprano.
Okay.
Maybe can dip into some alto too, but I say I'm a true second soprano.
Okay. So you would say on some songs, or depending on what production it is, you would be second soprano, first alto.
Yes. Hmm.
Okay. So do you ever get deep as the tender or the bass on some songs?
I I don't think I can get that low for his bass, but maybe a little tenor, and I can get a little high as a first soprano too. It depends on the song, but
Okay.
yes. Hmm.
Okay. Okay. So do you teach choir at your church as well, like the youth choir, stuff like that?
Yes, actually, I play for different choirs. I play for the youth choir, the gospel choir, and the men's choir.
Okay. So with you working with them, and we all from the South, so we already know what them choir anniversaries be like. So it's a lot of time and a lot of preparation. And so
Yes.
with you working with the different choirs, what would you say is the most challenging to work with, and why?
What? Which choir or which aspect of the?
Which choir? Youth, um, the youth choir, the gospel choir, or the male's choir, the men's choir?
I think the gospel, because the youth they're all kind of excited and they're willing to work because if you pick some songs that they like, they're really excited about it. And the men, for as there's not too much range in the men. So, you got your first tenor, second tenor, first bass, second bass. But the gospel choir, getting all those, the second, I mean, the first, the sopranos, the altos, the tenors, and the bass. I think that's more of a job getting that sound
And
together. But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I think the gospel choir, because you have many ranges and you're trying to fit your choir into those ranges was comfortable
Well,
for them where they can sing and stuff.
right. And
Hmm.
and you're right, but I will say this about a gospel choir.
Hmm.
Not only do you have to fit the ranges, but you got to kind of put egos in check as well.
Oh yeah.
She said, "Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah." So, I tell people all the time, just because they churchy don't mean they ain't got no ego.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
right.
Especially if they've been blowing the roof off the church since they've been 5 or 6 years old,
Yes.
and
Hmm.
now they're 30 plus, and they're
Mhm.
married with kids, and they they may be, a first lady in church, or they may be like church secretary, or the president of the usher board union, or the president of the missionary. So a lot of people that's singing in church been singing for a very long time,
Mhm.
and so sometimes egos do come into play. And but I have seen choir directors say, "Oh, we ain't having that.
Mhm.
We're in the house of the Lord.
That's
We're gonna
right.
do thus says the Lord." You like
Yeah.
so I've seen choir directors really, really go in, but not in a rude, obnoxious way, but just
Yeah.
in a way that you can make no mistake about it.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
you know you're free to leave if you want, but this is not what we're going to do. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can definitely understand that challenge.
Mhm.
With you working with a gospel, and especially getting it prepared for their anniversary. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah.
That, yeah. Listen. Then you got to figure out, you know, what's going to be the itinerary. What everybody's going to wear. You know, who's the master or mistress of ceremony.
Yes.
Um, who's going to be the guest speaker, and even down to the refreshments that's being served. When it comes to everybody coming to fellowship after the anniversary service. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. So
Yes.
but kudos to you for definitely working that out. So
Yes, sir. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
So what type of singer would you say you are? Like if you ever had to compare yourself to any gospel greats, past or present, who would you say you kind of listen to because you want to hear their riffs, their runs, their octaves, and if they in C note or B note, or how they hit the A note and then bring it back to the C note, like
Well, I'm right now singing just different genres and enjoying those different genres. I like the contemporary. I like the traditional songs. I even like hip hop, gospel. I mean, I like all of it because we're all trying to. I mean, trying to make it to heaven. So I kind of enjoy a little bit of everything. But
uh-huh.
if I was going to say a certain singer, first comes to mind is Mahalia Jackson, because
Okay,
I
okay,
love the way she sings from the
uh-huh,
traditional point of view. If I
uh-huh.
had, and then if I go into the contemporary or more of the modern day, I like Leandra Johnson. I love her voice. Um,
Powerhouse.
yes, yes. Uh, but I love those two. But it's so many that are so good. I even listen to a young lady now, Doe. She's one of the newer artists too. I love her voice. So I would say I'm kind of there's not just one person. I'm kind of a mixture of voices. So
Okay, okay,
I'm just kind of a mixture of voices. I'm more. I mean, you'll hear some other artists, but it's mainly me. That's me. So whatever the Lord allows me to do, I do it. If I feel it a certain way, that's how I'm gonna sing it. And also my mother too. I have to give her props too, because I love my mother's voice because she could really sing. So
right, right.
that's a lot of me. I say my mom. So
Okay, okay.
that's what I'm gonna say right there. Is my mom. Her name was Ruby, and may she rest in peace. I love her to death, but I feel like I have her sound, so to speak. But I am influenced by others, like the ones I've just mentioned. But if I was to say somebody in particular, I would say my mother.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay, okay. Enough said. Enough said. So, from you being a singer, I I I I listened to a few of the songs in the email,
Yes.
and
Oh, okay.
yeah, and so I just know that it's going to be that song that grabbed the whole world, where you take them simply to church, back back like back like in 1992, 93, take them to church
Okay.
that way. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But you have some great praise and worship songs.
Thank you.
You
Thank you.
you you have some songs that really touch people. And
Thank
you
you.
actually and you actually have a few songs that you know how they will say, now's the time to come to altar call and silent meditation. Yeah,
Okay. All
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
thank
yeah, yeah,
you.
yeah. You know what? Well, the songs is kind of sung low. The piano player playing lightly, and
Yeah.
everybody coming to the altar. So I
Oh,
did have a chance to listen. So I
oh,
appreciate it.
thank you. Thank you.
And so I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
So are you the first lady of Hype International Records?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So what is that experience like?
It's been wonderful. He has some artists, and we perform together. We fellowship together. Um, so far now, we're doing some gospel explosions, and we're really enjoying ourselves. And we all of the artists on Hype International has charted. Every last one of them. The
I see
artists.
that. I see. I see. I went to the website. I see. I see. I see. Oh yeah. I definitely did my research on you guys before we came on. Yeah, yeah. Because I just can't bring you on and not know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um
Okay.
and and so I see that you and Mr. Johnson have been up for some awards.
Yes.
And so tell me about that experience on getting nominated for awards when people on the outside looking in see all your hard work and want to honor you in a way where you be a recipient, where you be nominated for award and be the recipient that win the award. So what is your thoughts and feelings on that?
It's awesome to be thought of and recognized. Jerry Johnson, who is my husband and also the CEO of Hype International Records, he just won an award in Houston for Producer of the Year. And I myself have been nominated in Houston at the Texas Gospel Excellence Music Awards. Also with Delisha and Charlotte, they were nominated as well. And also in Atlanta, we've been nominated. Jerry, Delisha, myself have been nominated for the Praise Factor Awards, and we've been nominated again this year. And we also have been nominated for the Choice Gospel Awards, and we're really excited about those awards and plan to attend those that are in Atlanta this year.
Mhm. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, that's a great market. But I tell people the best gospel market is Texas. Uh, it is Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee. Those are the best gospel markets.
The South,
You know,
huh?
yeah, yeah, yeah. But Texas is first, and it used to be Mississippi once upon a time because that's where all the quartet greats came from. But
Yes,
I'm gonna just have to say this, man. People don't like when I say it, but I'm gonna give him his props. Kurt Franklin set Texas on fire.
yeah, he put us on
Yeah,
the map. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Kurt been Kurt set Texas on fire, man. And I tell people all the time, he got a lot of young people off the street and gave them a chance to shine. You
yes,
know,
yes, he
and
did.
he gave them a chance to shine for the Lord. So
That's
when
right.
you
Much
like
props to him. I agree.
yeah, we all got our faults, but when you can get young people out of the gangs, young
And
people
do
out
it
of the
from
jailhouse.
positive. Yeah,
That's positive. He's an awesome dude, man. So, but
yeah,
Texas, yeah, 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 y'all popping. But I will say this: that I like when those Texas artists mix with those, Alabama and those Mississippi and Tennessee artists, and I like when when y'all come together, even I see, Florida has came out a lot, and of course, we already know Detroit have some great gospel artists as well.
Yes.
I remember back when I lived in D.C., I had a chance to meet the group Commission,
Yes.
with Marvin Sapp and Fred Hammond and Darryl Coley and all those brothers. So, and
Yes.
real, 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 a real humble experience. They taught me like they know me for 30 years. So it's a real humble experience. And when
Hmm.
these guys have been all around the world,
Yes.
singing to people. So, but
Right.
it's been a real humbling experience to be connected with a lot of gospel artists, as well as just artists. Period. Because everybody got a different backstory,
Yes.
and I feel like everybody got some type of inspirational backstory, but they just need a listening ear so
Yeah.
people can understand. You know what I mean?
That's
Um,
right. I agree.
deliver deliverance come in all different shape, fashions, or forms.
Hmm.
Um, I've I've seen a person get deliverance when they was on the block
Yes.
about doing wrong. I've seen that same person get deliverance when they was going through a nasty divorce.
Hmm.
And and I've seen them get deliverance at Sunday school and at Bible study.
That's
So,
right.
so it can definitely happen anywhere.
That's right.
And
God can use anybody too. That's right.
that's right. That's right. That's right. As my daddy used to say, and he's gone on to glory. He used to say, he said, "Listen, son, a crackhead ain't high all the time." So I said, "What that mean?" He said, "Learn something from every person you can in life,
Hmm.
because there's something in their life that they went through that can help you."
That's right.
You
Hmm.
know, so I just tell people all the time, just like when you are a minister of music, but you still a minister of the youth because you work with so many youth. You
That's
you
right. That's
you
right.
you, you advocate for youth. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because you're in the school system, so you see stuff that we don't see. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Hmm.
And so,
I'm glad you said that because I try to be encouraging. I try to give them that positive. Try to give them more positive praise because they can probably hear negative anytime, anywhere. So when I try to use that positive and they hear that positive, that that just speaks positive to them. And I pray for my class. I pray for my school every morning. I get up and say a prayer. I pray for everybody in the country and all because we do, even though we don't pray in school, there's some prayer going on in that school. It may
all right,
not be openly, but it's some prayer going on in that school. I, you know and it's just even though they took prayer out of school, but you can't take God out of it, so he's there. So
it,
we
it,
we just
it's
I
fun.
just keep being positive and encouraging and say my little prayer to myself and pray for them and just keep on in his word. But I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
I said so. It's funny you said about the prayer, because I'm a national JUCO college recruiter as well.
Okay.
So I was talking to the director of the program that hired me on,
Mhm.
and I asked him, I was like, so during the year, what are your requirements? He
Mhm.
said he said they got to be coachable, they got to remain teachable. He said they got to be hard working, they got to be dedicated. I said, besides that,
Mhm.
what is something prestigious that has to go on? He said they have to go to Bible study every Wednesday,
Mhm.
and he said they have to go to study hall 3 times a week.
Mhm.
He said because no kid on my team is going to fail. So he was like, I promised their parents
Mhm.
they're with me for 2 years because it's a junior college.
Yes.
In
Mhm.
18.5 months, they leave there with an associate's degree.
That's
And,
awesome.
and so he said, No kid is going to fail. Everybody's going to get associate's degree.
That's
And so,
all.
I was just up in Monroe, North Carolina with the director, Mr. Donald Kincaid, and some remarkable things going on. And these kids, they want that because a
Yes.
lot of these kids grow up in poverty homes.
Hmm.
They grew up with no father, and so when they
Yes.
see a man of God and
Hmm.
God is blessing that man, then they want to know how God can bless them in the same retribute. And
Be-
but having faith and accepting Jesus as your personal savior and having a prayer life. I tell people all the time, having a prayer life is so important.
That's
And
right.
in that Bible, read your literature
Yes.
because the
Hmm.
Bible is nothing more than a book that gives you the blueprint to life.
That's right. It's the roadmap.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's all. That's all. So I'm just glad to know that we can definitely help young men and we can groom them. Because a lot of young men that come from broken homes, they don't get groomed. A lot of them never met their father in their life. And so if I can do anything to help groom them and to help shape them, then I'm more than happy to.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I tell people it ain't nothing I did. It's definitely God put me in position. That's all.
That's right. It's him.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So let's talk about went to your YouTube today, and
Hmm.
is it called Fill Up?
Fill me with your fire,
We have
and
Fill
we're
Me with the
in the
Fire.
process of working on some others too, so we can
Okay. So
move out.
tell me about the creation, the breakdown of Fill Me with Your Fire, and tell me how has radio stations been receptive to it?
Fill me with your fire is based off of Jeremiah 20:9 that says, "The Lord word is in my heart, and it's like fire shut up in my bones."
Uh-huh.
So that song resonates with that verse that I want to be filled with the fire. I want the fire to be shut up in my bones, in my
Uh-huh.
heart. So that song to me had a lot of feeling. I put a lot of feeling in that song because it's true. I want his word to be in my heart. Not just saying the word, but feel with his word. And
Okay.
that's how
Okay.
so we've been getting a pretty good reception to it, especially when I explain it like that, and they people seem to understand that yes, we need His
Right.
word. Hmm.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. So um if you can tell, the viewers where they can go look for the song at and just give them your YouTube channel.
Okay, it's on you can search it. "Fill Me with Your Fire" by Sheila Johnson.
Oh, she cut it.
Hello.
Okay, we're
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, and you can search for it that way, the video, and it'll be under my husband's name once, and you can subscribe to it because we're gonna upload some more videos soon. Also, it's on all the media outlets like Spotify, if you want to download the song, iTunes, all those media outlets as well.
okay. So that's Fill Me with Your Fire. It's on
By Sheila
YouTube
Johnson.
and by Sheila Johnson, and it's on Hype International Records.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. So the YouTube channel is Hype International Records, correct?
Isn't yes.
Okay. Just
If it's not, it look under Jerry Johnson. It's
okay,
under Jerry. If it's not
okay.
Hype
Y'all
International,
heard
Jerry Johnson. He's
y'all
the
heard out there.
CEO.
Y'all heard out there in podcast land. The CEO, Mr. Jerry Johnson, Hype International Records. Either it's under Hype International Records or it's under the CEO of Hype International Records, which is Mr. Jerry Johnson. Remember that name because y'all gonna see him brushing shoulders with me, on TV. We're gonna be doing some seminars and just doing some gospel workshops. It's coming. You know, he don't even know it's coming, but it's coming for sure, for sure. So you know,
He said he's giving you a thumbs up.
that's what's up. That's what's up. So, what can we expect next from the Honorable Sheila Johnson?
um, um, which is we're working on a Southern soul gospel rendition. We're working on that type of genre,
Now, now, now,
but in a gospel rendition.
Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. You
Yes.
know, the CEO of Hype International Records and the first lady of Hype International Records. You know, quartet music ain't nothing but Southern soul. They just changed the name for it. Quartet ain't nothing but Southern soul gospel.
It is a
You know,
quartet. My husband said it is a
you-
quartet song, but they got that kind of genre out now. We want to kind of blend in with our
I mean,
gospel
yeah. Y'all
version
can
of it.
blend in with it. You know, I mean, I tell gospel
Or
artists all
they,
the
or
time.
they, like you
I
said,
tell
it's quartet, but we're
right,
gonna put our
spice it up a
spin
little
on
bit. Right, and I tell gospel artists all the time. I told this young man the other day. I said, man, why don't you put out your a gospel Southern soul mixtape? He said, what do you mean? I said, man, you get with your DJ. You get you about 12 tracks, and you use Tucker beats. You use Calvin Richardson beats. You use King George beats. You use Sir Charles beats, TK Soul beats, and you just do your gospel version on it, and you put
That's
that
right.
mixtape out, and it's gonna hit people dead in their chin. They don't know what to do.
Oh, okay. Yes. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's all about how you make it twist, and I tell artists all the time, if you have a YouTube channel, man, talk to your peoples. You know,
Hmm.
you ain't got to talk to them long. You know, talk to your people. Talk about what's going on in the world and talk about how your ministry has helped you navigate through the world. And just saying them a little snippet, maybe 30, 45 seconds. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
and if they look forward to seeing you on every Wednesday or every Tuesday, you ain't gotta do it but once a week. You know what I mean? And and the rest of the week you just market your YouTube page. So you want people to come to it and see it, man, but let your fans know how important they are, how their support is getting you through. You know, all the fans want to do is be appreciated. That's all.
Hmm.
That's all.
That's
So
right.
so I'm so glad that you came in and chopped it up with King Jacob. It's been an honor, it's been a pleasure to definitely
It's an
chop it up
honor
with
and
you
pleasure to me too,
and
King James.
I appreciate it. So I definitely want to see, you know, where you're going with your next EP. I'm looking forward to hearing it. I'm looking forward to seeing some visuals, and I'm looking forward to Hype International becoming a Fortune 500 company. You know what I mean? I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Hey,
So
we're gonna
so
we're
it,
gonna speak it into existence. We're gonna
no
speak it
no
into
doubt.
existence. Okay.
You're absolutely right. And it's not too many gospel labels that go public. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And so
Yeah,
he can definitely be the first gospel label to go public in the stock market. You know what I
that's
mean?
awesome.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I'm looking forward to him doing big things. And I just want to thank you for coming on once again, and just give everybody the information where they can follow you at through all your social media platforms.
Yes, I'm on Facebook, Sheila Johnson. I'm on Instagram. You can type in Sheila Johnson, but it's at SMJSRJ, and I'm also on Twitter. You can type in Sheila Johnson, and you can see my face on Twitter. I got a TikTok started, so I got a couple of videos on TikTok of me and some dancing to a song, previous song we've done. My husband Jerry and I collabed on, so I'm
Uh-huh.
on Spotify as well. But like I said, our songs are available on all the media outlets, and And I like to say thank you so much. I enjoyed
You,
it.
you're welcome. You heard it first on the Chatterbox with King Jacob. And I like to just thank my cousin, Minister Constance Long, for tuning in, and my cousin, Prophetess Dina Nicole, for tuning in. Thank y'all so
Yes.
much. And I appreciate your ongoing support. Until the next time, I just want y'all to be blessed, stay encouraged, and most of
Yeah.
all, let God guide your footsteps. Peace and blessings
Amen.
and love. We out.
Bye.
Hey, Mama. Now let me play games on the